My entitled mom wants me to pay my creep stepbrother's student debt update. I didn't think I would be making an update so soon, but my mother is unrelenting. To the people that were so kind and gave me advice earlier, thank you so much. It really helps to have people show kindness in difficult days. I follow with the advice to freeze my credit and I will be getting a new phone for personal use. Will have to keep my old phone for work for a little. Now to update on the situation. We are going through with pressing charges and might do a civil lawsuit for 2 years of child support my mother owns. We are not sure yet of our chances on it, but my brother San wants to go scorch earth. As for my mother, she began a new campaign. She's been posting about me false accusing my stepbrother Chris of SA. She's been accusing me of being a temptress that tried for years to sleep with my brother, and even got a few relatives, who I just found out are my aunts, to join in saying they were witnesses. I never met these women in my life. My stepfather actually commented in her post, saying my mom was lying and accusing his own son of being a pedo. That's how I found out what was the big fallout between them. Stepbrother went after one of stepfather's nieces. I don't know the girl's age, but she has to be about my age if I'm thinking of the right person. If not, she's younger than me. A lot of my biological father's relatives have also gone into social media to call out my mother, saying she had always claimed she was an orphan and had no family, while now she has 3 sisters. It's a mess. I'm just watching for now and being a stay-at-home aunt. My nephews love it since we go out after they finish homework for crazy shenanigans. My boss has helped me with some paperwork for leave of absence, and I should be off for about 6 weeks. After I'll be mostly working from home for a few weeks. Not the greatest update, and to be sincere, things are not fun. But it's nice to spend time with the kiddos at least. Also, forgot this. No, my mom is not likely sleeping or in a relationship with my stepbrother. Some people had mentioned this. My mom always wanted a son. I was a disappointment because I was born a girl. She treats my brother like he's her real son, and I think she truly loves him as a mother. She made sure to tell me how disappointing it was for her when I was born. Entitled, Mom Wants Me to Marry My Abusive Stepbrother. Hey, been a bit. Sorry for the radio silence. I had some people asking for updates, but things had been pretty quiet until this weekend, so I had nothing to post. I know people usually do a recap or something like that, so TLDR. My mother has always preferred my F29 stepbrother Chris, M42. He was my abuser growing up and sided me when from the time I was 11 to 16, when I moved with my half-brother after the worst attack. I recently was tracked down by my mother, and she, along my stepbrother, have been harassing me since. Currently, I'm on a legal fight against them to recover some stolen inheritance from my father and trying to get in a row, among other matters. This weekend, once again, my mother decided to accost me at work. I was working from home doing clerical work for the clinic I work at. I'm a nurse practitioner, but took some clerical duties to be able to work from home when the mess with my mother and Chris began. Since then, the time I could work from home has ended, so I am back in the clinic taking patients. For the most part, Saturday went well and quiet. Sunday, however, I noticed someone that shared my mother's name, but not her last name. My mom has a very unique name. Very old-sounding, and I've seen it only twice in my whole life. Of course, there's a big Latino community where I live, so I just assumed this was another person. We're from a Colombian family, though I was born in the US to an American father. Lo and behold, it was my mother using a fake last name. When I saw her, I immediately called my boss. She's aware of the situation and immediately went to ask my mother to please leave the premises. This can be a controversial move, so to explain it before the debate starts, she was in for a general checkup, not a life or death treatment. She was not denied because of protected reasons, but because I, as a member of staff, felt my life was in danger in her presence. There's a lot of other clinics in varying prices, and they are open to get new patients, so she can get her checkup anywhere else. This is allowed in our state's law. If she was hyperventilating or clearly in distress, we would not be able to ask her to leave. My mother, of course, went on a rampage, demanding to be seen by me specifically. My boss thankfully was not intimidated and just insisted my mother had to leave or else the cops would be called. After a back and forth that I was watching from the security cameras, this all happened in our waiting room. My mother threw a letter at my boss and left fuming. She even pushed a lady that was walking in, though thankfully no one was hurt. My boss brought me the letter and told me she will make sure to not assign me any patients with my mother's first name and went to make arrangements with our front desk. I took a break and decided to read the letter, mostly to see if it was something I could use for my Robo. This is a translation to my best capabilities. My lovely daughter. It hurts me so much you refuse to speak to me. I love you so much and all I want is to recover the years we've lost. I only have you left from your father, whom I love dearly. I know there's a lot of misunderstandings with Chris. He loves you so much too, and I wish you would give him a chance to prove it to you. He always talked about how beautiful you are and how much he wished you two could spend more time together. He truly adores you and I wish you would consider his feelings more. He even asked me to convince you to marry him, and I think it's a wonderful idea. Papa's stepfather and I are probably divorcing, and this will be the perfect solution. So Chris, you and I can stay a family. He keeps going on and on about how much he wants to raise your and his baby together. Let me know when you want to go shopping for wedding dresses. I love you, my darling. Mom. I'm gonna share a few personal notes here. I am unable to get pregnant. After Chris's attack, I had some medical complications that have left me unable to conceive. My mother knows about it, Chris knows about it, the cops know about it, they rule the whole thing as consensual sex, and because I was 16, the legal age of consent, nothing was done. I show this to my lawyer, and he added it to the compilation of things we're using for the Robo. Still no court date, and the cops don't consider my case risky enough to do the paperwork for a temp order. I do have one officer who is taking this very seriously and has been amazing. It's just a majority who don't seem to care or have too much on their docket to give my case time. Update. I'm gonna update here since it's only been 3 days and feels dumb to make a new post. Chris has been arrested. Apparently he kidnapped a 2-year-old baby girl. His cousin's daughter, no less. The baby was recovered safe and unharmed from what I heard. I'm glad she wasn't taken for long. Who knows what the hell he wanted to do to her. If I hear more details, I'll update. I'm trying to use this to get that temp Robo.
Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for more videos. See you soon again.